guys get set to match up between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Atlanta Falcons. That'll be taken in the end zone. They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. 5 yards on the game's first play, second down. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here.
Check 52.
Ryan going to give to Freeman on the draw. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves them with a 3rd and 3.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. From the shotgun, Ryan. And he's got a man, Calvin Ridley. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards.
And the Falcons, first down. 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Ready. Check 55 to Mike. Tighten up, tighten. 39. Pull it together. Check 31, check 31.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And he gets this one to Ridley complete. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Let's go, D, let's go.
Ryan on the handoff. It's Freeman. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. And that sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
At the Chiefs' 35-yard line.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. Off the play fake to Freeman. It's Ryan. And the Chiefs are going to get him. Marching in for the sack, Matthew Judon.
But nothing takes a start to have a good drive quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very fickle man.
So the sack pushes him back, and now 3rd and long for Ryan and the Falcons.
58. Hey, check Mike 21, Mike 21, check Mike 21. Hey,
out of the gun, it's Ryan. It's caught, Jones. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Julio Jones. His 9th touchdown of the season. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Tavecchio good on the extra point. And that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
The Chiefs take over first and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up first and 10 at their own 19-yard line. The first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Up front, the struggles continue for this offense among the line. What can they do? Change the play calling? What?
I think part of that, yes, changing some of the play calls, some screens, some draws, some misdirection. You want to run any type of a play that will influence these guys to continue to get upfield and find a way to use that against them and slip things in behind them. So some quick passes could work as well.
Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series. Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, and have them back on their heels.
This is taken at the 15. An excellent return that time, 26 yards. And the Falcons will be taking over first and 10. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward? And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Devontae Freeman with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Falcons are able to show off their quick strike ability. Extra point up and good by Tavecchio. And it's now 14-0. Now after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he will be marked down right there at the 20-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points get that 0 off the board. From the 34 now, here's first and 10. Now Kamara. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. Plays like we just saw there, that's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say, we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. From Falcon territory now, here's first and 10 at the 45-yard line. Mahomes going to pull it out and keep it himself. This is complete to Watkins on the slant. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
Brings up second and a yard at the 36-yard line.
On second down, Kamara. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped.
Let's go. Let's go.
The first drive this unit had, they punted. This drive, much more polished, just looking crisper, aren't they, moving the ball?
Maybe the first drive was a little bit of a wake-up call. Probably a little bit angry that they had to punt the ball away the first time they had it. Got motivated, got to the sideline, said, okay, let's not let that happen here as we take over again.
And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. And a 9.
15.
Now here's Mahomes. And this is caught by Watkins. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive.
And it's third down.
7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Now Mahomes. Escaping the pressure right. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And Butker able to put this one through. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
Let's go.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here. Julio Jones all alone. 20, 10, touchdown Falcons. Julio Jones, 79 yards. And the Falcons push further out in front. He's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
Tavecchio good on the extra point. And the lead is up to 18 now. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
The Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10 as opposed to 21-3. 21-10, a little more optimism, a little more bounce around the locker room, a little more discussion about how they're going to finish this thing off. 21-3, I think discouragement clouds that locker room.
Yeah, and I think a touchdown much bigger than a field goal on this drive just to get into the end zone and get that momentum. Here a throw taken in by Watkins. Too far downfield, something those linemen have to watch out for, and that time it costs them.
Yellow. On the line.
Play action. Now it's Mahomes. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Ricardo Allen with a pick. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Juan Thornhill. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops.
When you're in man coverage, you have help over the top, you become a much more confident defender. Trail the receiver and know that someone over the top can make a play, and that's exactly what happened here. The free safety coming up with the interception.
So after the INT, here's Mahomes. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack.
3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They are not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Now the throw here complete on the right sideline. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Throwing now is Mahomes. Being chased out left. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Problems on third down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on third down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to third down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on first and second down.
He'll field this at the 5. 39-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And the Falcons will get it 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And last time, offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling, because a one-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, you get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable set. Him down here at the 23. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
Freeman again, a first down carry. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
Ready, blue 80, right 25, 39. Check, 55 to Mike. Check. Bravo. He's tired of you. He's tired of us. Mike.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Ryan. That's complete to the tight end, Saubert. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now gives them much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Delta. Check my 21. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Let him go.
On 3rd down, Ryan. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Watch out for Hill on the return. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. And from down in Miami, an update. The Dolphins have jumped out to an early lead in their ball game. That one tight to this point, and you'd have to imagine it'll stay tight throughout. Running with Kamara, and a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
He wasn't ready. He wasn't ready.
It's a gain of 5.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
4 down. Check. I got 15. Me.
A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
It'll only be a gain of a yard, and it sets up a 3rd down and 4 now.
Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on 3rd down, and you know what offenses want? Win 1st down so they can set things up for themselves better.
And that wasn't helpful there. Not a big impact on 1st down. Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target. Incomplete.
Sometimes it's just not your day. Here's another failure right there on 3rd down.
Here's Dustin Colquitt now as he's on to punt for Kansas City. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Oh, boy, he fielded it right on the goal line. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the offense will come back out deep in their own territory. So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? But it definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
They'll throw on 1st down with Ryan. This one caught by Ridley. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half.
Check 4. Space.
To throw again on 2nd down. Ryan. And finding the tight end, Hooper. And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1.
At the 19-yard line.
Ryan now closing in on a 200-yard first half through the air. It's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Ryan. Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 33.
So first thing that crossed my mind is, why didn't they just sit on the lead and take it to the locker room? They're in good shape.
Absolutely. And from this spot on the field, now you've given the other side a chance for points here going into intermission.
Yeah, you changed the momentum of the game, and it's something you did not need to do.
To throw, it's Mahomes. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Here's Mahomes to throw. This is caught. Watkins. The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. This is 1st and goal, and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Again, they'll throw with Mahomes. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
When you got your backs in the shadow of your goal line, you've got to be physical in that situation because there's not a whole lot of space, not a lot of wild plays that can be run there.
It's put up or shut up time. Defensively, nice job just to make sure they didn't complete it on that play. Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal. Mahomes to throw once more. He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal.
Here I come again. Here I come again. Here I come again. Attack!
Working from the gun, Mahomes. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. He connected on his first. This time it's 39 yards away. And the kick by Butker is good. Well, not the best first half facing this deficit, but at least they did put 3 on the board before half.
Yeah, it's a little bit like that stormy, cloudy day, and the sun peeks through just for a second. They saw the sun there. They're hoping to see a little bit more of it in the second half.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he probably should have stayed in the end zone as he'll muster a return up to only the 14-yard line. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Final play of the half. It's Ryan. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. So we are at halftime here in Atlanta with the Falcons out in front. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3.
All day, baby. Let's go. Let's go.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is
I'm
doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
First down, Chiefs.
Mahomes now 8 of 17 so far, under 50%. They'll run out of the gun with Kamara. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Let him know. Let him know. Jim. Yellow.
Now on 2nd and 13. Mahomes. And going deep for Hill. Well, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. Ricardo Allen with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
The Falcons take over first and 10 at their own 5-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this forward only up to about the 7. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
That first down play, all you want to do is wedge out any type of space and try and create enough room. If you have to run the punter out there, he can successfully complete the punt.
Yeah, didn't get a ton there, but at least some positive yardage.
Check the backer. Slam. Protein spill.
Back to the ground, this time with Freeman. And now they're going to damage. The linebacker, Anthony Hitchens, there on the stop.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Now on 3rd down, an extra DB out there for the Chiefs.
20. check, Mike 21. Hey, Mike 7. Hey, check, Mike 21, Mike 21, check, Mike 21. You ain't got nothing.
From the shotgun, Ryan looking downfield for Joe. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by DJ Swearinger. And they're going to be set up in the red zone right around the 17-yard line. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
They'll try to get the offense going with Kamara. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a first and goal.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
3 red zone trips have yielded just 2 field goals for them to this point, so they'll be searching for something more on second and goal here. Try to pound it in, Kamara. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Only a yard on the pickup there. Second and goal.
Every team we ever talk to that continues to run the ball in a game, even when they haven't had much success, all talks about attrition, don't they? If you keep running it, eventually good things are likely to happen. It's been a hard go in this game today, hasn't it?
And that is caught by Watkins for a Chief touchdown. Sammy Watkins, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, as they're now just an extra point away from getting back within 1 score. Harrison Butker is on for the extra point. He's got it. They're back within a score. It's 8, 21-13. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. They've got to right the ship. They had a great first half, but the lead has really gone down. Now, you always talk about the adjustment to the adjustment. They've got to adjust right here.
And I think a lot of it is just mentally. Get back to doing what you were doing well in the beginning of the game, but a lot of that is playing with that emotion and that sense of pride and fire that sometimes goes away a little bit when you build up a lead. You think you've got it going, and you also think, at any moment, I can go ahead and go back to the way it was before. You and I both know it's not that easy once you get off the gas a little.
Yeah, they don't want to see this lead diminish anymore. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, "Are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down." They love being physical.
A fake to Freeman. Now it's Ryan. It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Falcons. Eric Saubert, his first touchdown on the year. And the Falcons push further out in front. That's a pretty quick response to that last touchdown drive. And it seemed like they had maybe given up momentum. Well, not so fast.
No, not at all, because they ended up pushing the lead up once again, and you're exactly right. Thought momentum might have been shifting. Instead, they grabbed old Mo, didn't let him get to the opposite sideline.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
This will be a 2-yard loss on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 12. From the gun, it's Mahomes. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Isaiah Oliver with the INT. And he will score. Touchdown, Falcons. This D wanted to put it away before we even get to the fourth quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
Extra point up and good by Tavecchio. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And fresh off the pick six, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
It all comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
It's deep in there. Right? After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback on the expected passing situation.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. A good pickup there, 21 yards. Mahomes now perfect since the second half started, 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's a run for Kamara. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. That one good for 12 yards into Kansas City first.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. Up from his linebacker spot, Deion Jones making the play. 4 receivers to keep tabs on here. 3 of them to the right side on 2nd and 5. Back now here on EA Sports. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. From the 35 on 2nd down, Mahomes. And that going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. Jones throwing on 4th. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. Well, Charles, he's thrown 5 picks in a game before, and right now, after that one, he's standing on number 4.
And right now, your defensive coordinator is asking the offensive coordinator, can you do anything to slow this down? Because my guys have to keep running back out on the field, so play calling may come into it a little bit, maybe run the ball a little bit more, but a lot of it depends on the scoreboard. They may have to keep throwing it.
Pretty nice work defensively there on the 1st down run as they hold him to a gain of a couple. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
It's 2nd and 8 at the 28-yard line.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Again, they'll run with Freeman. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. And he's able to get most of what he needed on the carry there. 7 yards on the gain, and it's 3rd and 2 now. Now Ryan going to give it to Freeman. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That one good for 33 and a first.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30.
Check. 51. Right there in the middle. 55. Check.
They run. Devontae Freeman. Down to the 30 after a gain of 3.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
You can't block me. Hey, South. Mike 5-5, Mike 55, Mike 5-5.
I smell fear in that offense.
Get out.
They toss to Freeman. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Matt Judon there to bring him down. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
And he'll get this one down to about the 27. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down. 4th down, and the Falcons will bring on Giorgio Tavecchio to try the field goal. This from 44 yards out, left hash. Tavecchio puts this one through, and that will extend their lead even further. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
The Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily that you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
I think this one offensively, this is one where you just say, let's move on. Let's not even watch the game tapes from this one.
Yeah, you might just want to throw it in the trash, act like it was never there in the first place.
Yeah, just say we're good. I actually have heard of a coach in the past who took his team out to the practice field and ceremonially buried the game films from the prior game when they got clobbered. That was his way of putting it behind them.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
You ain't going nowhere.
Kamara. Desmond Trufant there making the tackle.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down, a very solid gain on that play.
Yellow.
They run it again with Kamara. And 3 yards there takes him to the 45.
Like any team, they would have loved to have had more yards on that run, but it looks like they just want to get to the 2-minute warning and see what they want to do after that. And on 3rd and 3, they decided to go with a dime package, 6 DBs.
Yeah, you're right. They've got 6 out there. Mahomes now to throw. There he goes left side. And he will score. Touchdown, Falcons. Defensively, they've had their way in this one. That pick six makes that scoreboard even more lopsided.
I remember talking with a guy in the league, and I said, what are you doing when the game's like this? You know, it's pretty much over. You ready to go to the bench and hang out? He said, oh, heck no. I want to stay on the field. I might get some stats. I might get a pick or two.
You like being out there at the end of these wide margins.
When they have to throw it, that gives you more opportunities to go get it.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
25-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
Be honest.
don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Use that as ammo going
Exactly.
forward.
Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
You're not going to want that feeling.
no, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again. And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Shoot. Attack. 43. Attack.
Mahomes looks to throw on third down. He's going to let it fly. It's caught inside the 25. Hill's hit, and he lost the football. And the Falcons grab it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely.
Fight on these two. I've got little lady. Attack.
A man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Kamara again. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late. But he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man.
And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And 3 timeouts remaining here defensively, but really not much reason to use them at this point, as this one is all but over.
If they use the timeouts here, it's strictly for show. We got a plane to catch.
A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Atlanta, it's a rare victory for them as they get that record back to 3-7. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for Kansas City, add another loss to the pile as they drop to 2-8 now on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.